I like your hat, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
We like that.
All right, hey, we're going to go ahead and jump right in because we have so much we can talk about. I am working on trying to keep these podcasts shorter, and that's going to be impossible today. I'm here with the Rutherfords, and I'm talking so fast because I'm so excited. So, welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so I'm excited because let's just run down everything we're going to talk about. We
Okay.
can jump around or whatever. I want to find out more about your hiking trip, which just blows my mind.
Okay.
Because we're big into scouts and we're taking a couple big scouting trips coming up.
Okay.
Next year is, God, I should know these names, but we're going to not Montana, Minnesota on lakes, and you kayak and then you port the kayak across like an inlet camp, and then you go into another part of the water, and it just looks incredible. But it's like a whole week of carrying a kayak around and kayaking.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds incredible. And then the next one is the big, and I should know the name of this too. This is horrible. But it's the other trip where it's 8 days with nothing but kind of like what you did, where you're totally disconnected. No phones. We're not, I don't know, what were y'all allowed to wear? I'm diving right into it. But the odd thing is they're telling us you cannot wear deodorant, even scentless deodorant, nothing. Because I don't know if it's the bears or the location, but they're saying you can't have any scent.
You have a
On
scent. Regardless of
Yes.
what they tell you, you have a scent. You carry a bear can. And the reason why is you just want to make sure that your food stays safe, because a bear their sense of smell is so much 100 times greater than any normal person. They're going to find it.
Right.
They tell you to keep your food like hundreds of feet away from where you're actually sleeping. I didn't do that. I
Did you have a bear experience?
did not. For the most part, if the bear knows that you're physically there, they will try to stay away from humans. We did run into a lady who was attacked by a bear, and we got her story. It was an incredible story. She was on the JMT. She was almost finished with it. She was in a hammock at night, asleep, and she got hit, and she got bit on her shoulder, and then she immediately
had
rolled
deodorant on. I told you she shouldn't have been wearing that.
It
That
smelled
chocolate
like deodorant.
essence deodorant.
So she rolled out. She fought. The bear ran away, and I believe she believed that the bear hit her up here, thinking that's where her head was going to be. It ended her trip. She came back 2 or 3 years later, and she finished it. And She was
Really?
wearing the same.
So you
sweatshirt.
saw her on her return.
That's correct. So she was wearing the same shirt
With
that
the
she was
hole.
wearing when
With
she
the hole
got
in it.
That's
hit by
awesome.
the bear. So
That's
I need
she
to-
was a beast.
Okay, let's back up. Since we're in it, let's dive in it. So
Sure.
tell me about you and two friends.
Yes.
And this ain't just a hike. You were gone for a month?
Yes.
1 month with zero connection to home, basically, once you entered.
So you have
Oh, there was a
you'll
satellite
reach
phone?
certain. Yeah. So one of us carried a Garmin inReach. So in order to be on the trail, you had to have the means to like hit an escape button,
Okay.
because people fall off of cliffs, people injure themselves all the time. So, and then once they injure themselves, their hike is done. So once you hit that beacon, automatically there's a helicopter coming out to get you, and you're done. But once you hit certain areas, like there are certain towns inside the trail that have cell coverage.
Where are we? Let's start there.
We're
What
in the-
part of the country?
We're in the
Where-
Sierra Nevadas, which is in California. We started out in Yosemite Valley. There's 2 ways you can go. You can go southbound, which is the way we went. So you start in Yosemite Valley, and 210 miles later, you summit Mount Whitney, which is the second highest peak in the United States, and then you come down and you hit the portal. You're done. Normal time that it takes is 21 days. People have done it in much less time, but 21 days is the average. It took us 21 days.
Okay.
Of
So I
actually
did-
hiking.
Of hiking.
Yes.
So I did Mount Whitney, but we were 3 days. So obviously, we started at a different place.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
guessing.
so
we flew into Las Vegas, spent the night, drove. I don't remember how long.
well, most people that
To the
hit that hike, when they start Mount Whitney, that's northbound. So they'll go to the portal, and then they'll hike up to Mount Whitney. They'll summit Mount Whitney,
Yeah.
and then they'll come down, and then they'll start their hike there.
Okay.
Okay. Our last night we were at Guitar Lake, and we wanted to hit the summit as the sun rose, and so we got up at 4 a.m. We broke camp, and you could already see up the mountain the lights, the tiny lights, as people were climbing the mountain, and it was incredible. It was windy, and as we summited, as we got to the top, it was like we were ascending the staircase into heaven.
Really?
It was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. And then once you got on top, you just had tears in your eyes, and you just had a smile. And then you had cell coverage.
At
So
the top.
yeah, we never had cell coverage until we got to the top of
Called
Whitney,
me.
and then we
Called
called.
me
Yeah,
on the top of Mount Whitney.
yeah. So it was an awesome
And
moment.
you went with Heather's husband, right?
Yeah, Gavin.
Yeah.
Because I think either one of y'all posted that I got a call. It was the greatest.
Yeah.
And something. So I was following
Yeah,
your journey. I couldn't believe like a whole month, like just
Yeah.
gone.
yeah.
That was awesome.
It was a text a day was the communication.
So,
one
yeah.
text per night.
Oh,
Yes.
He would text me, I would text him, and
I'm
that was it.
Exactly. And I would write Marwa. So I would be in my tent, under my my sleeping bag, and I'd be listening to, whatever music, and I would write a note to Marwa about the day, and I would just every day
As a journal.
another note.
Oh, you'd have
Yeah.
to.
So that helped me. It
Yeah.
helped me stay somewhat sane and centered, and then I was able to go to sleep and then wake up the next morning.
So were you a Boy Scout or what? You
No,
just
no.
Any military?
Just
No.
a crazy person, that's all.
Just
That's insane. Like who even
No.
plans a trip like that? Like I didn't
Well,
even know
my
you
buddy-
did months.
so my buddy, I played. He was my high school, my best friend in high school, Robert Zaruba. So Robert retired as a firefighter captain, and before he retired, he'd already done the JMT, and
What's JMT stand for?
the John Muir Trail.
Okay.
So he wanted to do it again, and it was a lifetime trip. So I was like, well, I want my other best friend, Gavin, to come with, and so we planned for about 6 months, 8 months.
That doesn't seem that
Very
long.
very expensive trip, let me just say. All the equipment,
To
all
hike?
the stuff.
Yeah,
You would
yeah.
think
You
just
slept outside.
right? The tent,
Yeah.
the jacket, the spray that you have to spray everything.
Can
with.
we borrow some
So
of your
much
light equipment?
stuff.
Because we've
Yeah.
got. We were thinking about that. We've got to buy.
Yeah.
So how do you do shoes? Because this is a
I
great-
screwed up. So
Well, let me ask my question to lead you
Sure.
into it. So because we were talking about, you got to buy them and wear them for a long time, but I'm like, for me to train for the one we're going on, I've got to train for I think 6 to 9 months, which I'm old now to say. I don't know, maybe I don't, but I felt like this is my thought right now. The shoes are going to be worn out before the hike, so I need to buy 2 pair. So you go. Tell me what you did and what I should do for shoes.
Well, I first have to admit I screwed up. So I wore minimalist shoes, which was the absolute wrong thing I should have done. I should have had the thickest sole, but a very light shoe, very sturdy shoe. I did not have that. My feet were coming apart. Now, the only thing that helped me every day was KT tape. So if I had a blister, if I had a cut, I covered it with KT tape, and I kept going. I didn't know what neuropathy was until I mean, my feet were on fire, my legs were on fire.
Okay, I don't know what that is. So tell
So
me.
neuropathy is when your nerves are firing, and it's like your part of your leg is on fire, or you can't feel part of your leg. You can have neuropathy in every part of your body.
It's nerve damage.
It's
Oh.
pretty much
Probably from
your
excessive use.
yes. So, and I was carrying a 65, 70 pound pack, and it just the pounding, the climbing.
How early did that start in the trip?
It started about, I would say, 10, 12 days into the trip.
Ooh.
And, but you got used to it.
I
And
don't know how
then-
you get used to it. So this is a good time to say he can get used to anything.
Okay.
Most people cannot. He can get used to it.
If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. It's like you're hypnotized.
Yeah.
When things are tough, you're no longer a part of your body. It's like you're watching your body from the outside, but you're very much aware of everything that's going on. You're not thinking anymore about what's actually happening to you. You're just doing it. So you can compartmentalize pain. You can compartmentalize exhaustion, fatigue.
I cannot. Just saying.
So you can, and the thing is, my worst fear for me is letting down the people that I
That
love.
you came with. Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing I learned is if you're going to do something if you're going to suffer, you want to suffer with people that you love, you
Yeah.
care about. You do not want to be with somebody that you do not care for, because it makes the experience even more miserable.
Yeah.
So,
Well, quitting is not an option. I
No.
mean, because, like, obviously, if you break a leg and you hit that button,
sure.
but I don't want to minimize it into a blister, but that is something that obviously you can finish with. I know as
Sure.
a man, there's no way I would come off that mountain either unless I physically couldn't.
Right.
No little bit of pain or no lot of pain is
Sure.
going to. Because mine probably was nowhere near that, but I remember the downhill. So we took 2 days up and 1 day down. And it's supposed to come down in 2 days, but 2 shorter days. But they were in a rush and everybody wanted to get in the shower and go back to Vegas. And it was a mistake because it hurt so bad to just down.
Yeah.
The steps down, that. And it hurt. And I remember taking off my boot when we got to the bottom. And it was almost like I had a floating layer of skin along the entire bottom of my foot. And I was like, I don't know what that's normal. It was
That's,
it was like all the way. I was like, that's gross.
That's a good story.
Yeah, it was.
That's a
It
good
was
story.
it was a heck of a trip. I would like to. For me, I didn't understand why we rushed it. We prepared and we had allotted that time, and we were camping and we're outdoors, and
Right.
it was like I think we did like a 9-hour hike on the last day versus a 6 and a 3.
Yeah.
And they were like, let's just push through and go sleep in a hotel tonight. I was like,
Because they were uncomfortable.
yeah.
They just wanted to be.
I mean,
to be done.
everybody has their motivation. So for me and Gavin and I, our motivation was to get home to our loved ones. Robert, he was retired. Like his
He's like, let's do it again.
and his wife Nicole was already on some other part of the country, so she wasn't waiting for him at home, and he wanted to slow down where Gavin and I wanted to speed up. So there was competing
Motivations,
interests.
yeah.
So but it all worked out.
Yeah.
We finished. It was a wonderful ending. I bought the 6-pack of beer at the station. We all cracked a beer, had a huge cheeseburger. We got a ride from a Good Samaritan back to our hotel.
So did you have food drops while you were there, or you packed
Yeah,
everything for the?
No. So you carry your food, and so you send in your food via mail, and they have to bring it in by pony, and it's only going to be there for a specific amount of time before they give it to everybody else.
Really?
Yeah.
So with your name on it,
Yeah.
it's been there 24 hours or whatever.
You have plus or minus. If it's supposed to get there around this date range, if it's still there and it hasn't been picked up after so many days, it goes into the pile where anybody that comes off the trail, they can go through and they can pick and choose. And so when you get to certain parts, there's so much food.
Yeah.
And so you're getting rid of what you don't like and you're grabbing what you do like.
So that's the same on our trail that I've heard. I'm so disappointed. I can't think of the name of this hike for Boy Scouts. Anybody watching this done Boy Scouts will know this hike because it's like the pinnacle of Scouts. Like it's the most difficult, hardest one. But I'm in the forums and all that, and they're talking about the kids are all in there unpacking their bags and
Trading.
getting rid of all the food they don't like
Yes.
and picking up whatever and they said it's so funny how it balances.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That some people are leaving macaroni and cheese or something, and then other kids are picking up things. They're like, how do they not like that? And it's like,
well, one person's trash is another person's treasure. There's only one part of the trail where after you reach that particular part at Muir Trail Ranch, you have 100 miles in 10 days. And so there are no resupplies. So you have to carry everything on your person at your resupply. So there are 2 resupplies. And Muir Trail Ranch was the second. So that's where I had 70 to 75 pounds on my back. And that's when I had the most neuropathy. But we carried too much food. And so we realized as we were getting close to the end, we're carrying too much food. And there's these bare like drawers, vaults, where you can get rid of food. And other people they can look through it and okay, I want this. So
could you survive with no food if you showed up with no food? Is there enough gap between stations where you can just
there are people there that their whole mantra was the trail will provide.
Oh
and
my
that is a
goodness.
crazy philosophy mentality.
Are they hunting along the
No,
trail?
no. But see, the most
these are people that might indulge in some fun cigarettes that might be like, I don't eat for 3 days anyway.
But
so
like,
Crazy.
I'll put it to you this way: some of the most severe hikers, or were the PCT hikers, the Pacific Coast Trail
okay.
hikers. So those guys, so you can average, most hikers will average 10, 15 miles a day. The PCT hikers, they'll average between 30 and 40 miles a day. They'll be up before several hours before you, and their pace is so much faster, and everything they carry is ultra light. So you're carrying weight, and they're not, and they're booking.
See, that's my, not concern, but that's what I know, that all of my camping gear, not any of it can I take.
Mhm.
Like there's none of it. Because I do remember when we did Whitney, I learned that you weigh everything. Like you
Sure.
weigh your bottles, you weigh the food, you make
Sure.
choices
Yeah.
with your sleeping bag and with the clothes you're wearing and every bit of it. And I'm like, that's stressful because I got comforts. Like
Well,
I'm like,
but
I gotta have my charger, my backup charger.
sure, but as you go, you get used to, you figure out what works, what doesn't. You shed what doesn't, and you keep what does, and you pretty much, your rig is customized, tailored to you. So as you get through the trail, you start to understand what works, what doesn't work.
So did you start eating a hiker's diet before you left?
No.
Or was it just like,
No.
boom, I know it's granola bars and
I
beef
lost
jerky?
22 pounds of muscle, man. I came back. I was
Mhm.
emaciated. My feet were hamburger. I
His feet were so
Oh.
swollen,
I,
like unrecognizable.
So muscle, is that just, do you work out a lot and that's why?
yeah, yes.
So you lift a lot of weights and you lost the bench press and the curls.
I lost.
Were you doing weights before you left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is like, you can only, like, I was eating 3 times a day, but I was burning over 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day. I wasn't ingesting enough to make up for what I was burning.
Still low cal
So
diet.
So I was just like, there was no way I could not lose weight. I was just losing weight.
So I could, when I did a marathon, when I did half marathons, and when I did I did two and a half Ironmans, and that was my favorite part, is you couldn't eat enough. So I was like, they had all this special food and these, honey this and that you would pack, and I was like, I bought a box of Crustables every time. And I ate Crustables because I loved them. And I was like, I want a Crustable. If I'm going to eat garbage full of sugar and calories.
Well, during the 24-hour races that we used to do, we would come to the pits and we would throw down Crustables. So, and that's just like
So what's the
instant
24-hour
energy.
race?
So,
Like
24 hour,
running?
it could be world's toughest mudder. It
So
could
you're
be.
always been
With
crazy.
obstacle. Yep. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
You
you.
are-
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
for acknowledging.
But I mean, I've done the mud. I would probably be the same way if my knees would hold up, and my knees would probably hold up if I would stop eating so much sugar.
Well, think of it this way: like to do those type of events, you have to not be right. There's something you have to. There's something wrong with you, and so you'll meet some characters on the course that really medically should not be on the course, but you can't tell them that.
Yeah.
They're going to. And they're going to finish, regardless of what a doctor says. You really shouldn't be doing this type of activity. And like, whatever, they're just gonna. That's the kind of people they
Yeah.
are.
So I want to add that he had surgery on his knees. I don't know even when it was. I guess it was one at a time. That he had cadaver cartilage and bone put into his knees and his leg. You can probably say it's better than I can.
So do you have arthritis issues? I mean, you have to if you have that much scar tissue in there.
I'm a candidate for knee replacement, and so but I was too young to have knee replacement, and so they did a workaround where, like, I had bowed legs, and so they plated and they wedged my legs.
Broke his legs.
So they
fixed them,
it would be
plated
straight.
them, screwed them together.
But the thing is like, you can be done if you want to be done. But if you don't want to be done, you can keep going.
Yeah.
And the thing is my mentality is if I'm done, then I'm dead. I'm not dead. Therefore, I'm not done.
I love it. All right, we're going to get to the consistency and all that stuff because I understand you have some words of wisdom. But for you, what is your biggest concern? Are you concerned at all about his? I mean, he's probably hurting, but are you concerned that, oh my God, I hadn't heard from him. Tonight's the night he gets eaten by a bear. Tonight's the night he fell off it. I know you're not worried.
Yeah,
but does all that creep in after 2 or 3 days or after 20 days or?
So something that happened along the way also was that one of them got COVID as they were on the trip, on the hike.
And this was just a year ago though, right? So it wasn't.
24 was in 24.
Okay, so this wasn't, well, I don't want to minimize what his COVID was like, but it wasn't the hardcore COVID. I'm guessing that.
I think it was.
It was pretty bad COVID?
Well, the problem.
You lose a lot of energy.
The problem was Robert got sick. Robert got sick before we ever got started. But Robert's another hardhead. Like, the only way Robert would stop or quit was if he was dead. But the problem was, we thought we were going to wash out.
They didn't know it was COVID. They thought it was a cold.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to wash
virus.
No way I'm quitting because this will be gone in 2 days, and
Exactly.
I get it. Robert is the retired general, or what is Heather's husband's name?
Retired, yeah. Gavin is Heather's
Gavin, that's
husband,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
So
This is
my
the other guy,
concern.
the crazy guy this time. Okay.
Yes, they're all crazy.
Gavin was a stud.
They're all crazy.
Gavin
Going
Gavin
back
made
to
it
that,
look easy.
So my concern was that, so he is the firefighter, Robert is the firefighter EMT. And they were
Paramedic.
talking about, I'm sorry, and they were talking about going on the trip without him. There was a possibility if he's really sick and he can't continue, like, we could take him to the hotel, whatever, and continue the trip. The only reason I was okay with the trip is because there was a firefighter, paramedic, EMT, all those things on this trip. And when they started talking about, well, maybe, we should just, that's when I was like, guys, for real, like, that is not a good idea. So yeah, I was concerned.
Robert was never going to quit.
No, I know.
Any secrets
Such
that you
as-
didn't tell her
Such as
on your trip? Like,
Oh, I know.
that the foot was hurting so bad. Like,
Which
at what
one?
point
I
did you
know.
tell her?
I know. I think
Like, I'm not telling her this, or she'll freak out and get on the
Yeah.
plane and fly out.
Yes.
What are you talking
The
about?
one where I guess I didn't realize that they could have literally fallen off the mountain because I'd never seen it. I tried not to research it. He comes back and he's like, yeah, there was some close calls where we slipped and fell, or where we could have gone backwards and lost our balance. And that's like super scary.
Because we were hitting Whitney at about 4:35 in the morning. We were like 6 or 7 miles from the summit, and the wind was so bad, and the visibility was so bad, and you could see off the side of the mountain. And we decided, hey, we're just gonna take a break right here. Let's just collect our thoughts. And we were huddled, and we were like, if our wives knew what we were doing right now, they would not approve.
No.
And we were like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go for
And
it.
then everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah. So there's a volcano in Guatemala that we went over on a mission trip, and a lot of the workers, the same day we were leaving, they were leaving, and they were hiking all night up to the volcano to see the sunrise
Sure.
at the top. That was a big part of it. And they're hiking at night, and I'm like, that sounds awesome, and I would so do it.
Yeah.
But then when you started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, I mean, you got a flashlight, but
Yeah.
you can't keep it on every inch of your feet the whole time.
I'm the one. I get nervous just biking at night through Callaway Gardens. Okay,
Did y'all
we
do the
are
night
so
lights?
opposite.
Did y'all
Yeah,
do that?
we did.
That's
we just
so
did that
awesome.
recently. That was really fun.
You did this
I was
past
like, why
just
is
this
it?
weekend.
Yep,
That's
just
so much fun.
Saturday night. I was like, why is it dark? Where are the Christmas lights? Why is it dark right now? And I'm going 30 miles an hour downhill on a bike with no helmet.
So the opposite. So none of it. None of the adventure.
No, absolutely not. He mentioned something about jumping out of an airplane the other day, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what are you talking about? Why
Oh,
would you do that?
So are you
We're
Mount
so
Everest
opposite.
crazy?
No, I'll be honest. I have to be extremely motivated or enthusiastic about something for me to want to go do it. Mount Everest is not something that
I think and this sounds horrible too. Again, I apologize to anybody that's done it or thought about it, minimize it. But I saw a picture the other day of the line to the peak.
Yeah.
And it looked like 50 people were in line waiting. I'm going,
Yeah.
okay. Not that it isn't hard and not that it's not something I couldn't do, but it's not impossible anymore. Like, obviously it's not impossible, but it just seems like that was the allure to that was that so few people, and I guess people still die up there. I don't know what the numbers are. Hopefully that's reduced.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 month. So you said he was retired. How do you get off work for a month?
I used up all my annual leave,
And then you quit.
and then I retired.
Oh, so you just
Retired.
retired. Did they know
He's like,
that?
"See ya."
No, I mean,
It doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
that was something that they could do whatever they want with.
yeah,
it,
I mean,
so.
I had enough time. It was time to go. Let's see. I came back in November, and then I retired 7 months later after we came back from Italy.
Yeah.
That was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's when you started Rutherford Homes.
Yeah.
You sound like a home builder.
I know. I thought about changing it to Rutherford Homes team or Rutherford Home team, something like that. But I'd actually incorporated a long time ago, so I've had
Yeah.
it for a long time.
That's awesome. So it's gonna work.
So
Y'all
how does
can
that
work together.
work?
Yeah.
Now that you know his crazy personality.
No,
How does it work? And well, real estate's crazy too, but it's almost like boring and crazy at the same time.
No, I think what's great about it is, and I'm still learning this every day because now he's finally like digging into his database and like he's already like on the calls. Like he has no fear. I mean, I guess I should have known that,
Yeah.
right? So just with his personality, he doesn't let things stop him, and there's just no fear. That's all I can say.
The biggest fear I've always had was I didn't want to be a salesman, but I'm not a salesman
Mm-mm.
because the people I'm talking to, I already have a relationship with, and all I'm doing is just continuing the relationship. So that's my.
I know. I'm sorry. I was kind of shocked when we were at our first open house when he was licensed. And he was there at the open house and people were walking in the door and he was walking up to them and finding things in common with them in like 2 seconds. And I was like,
Yeah.
look at him go. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so. that's
So
awesome.
let's talk about this dynamic, and hopefully it'll give me an editing spot here because I want other loan officers to tell me if they've ever done this. But whenever you have a customer that's just an hard, oh my God, why aren't we closing on time? It's just a customer service. I want to speak to your manager. We will give the phone over to the loan officer next to us. This is the manager. And we would just go back and forth. Like, we're not calling a manager in line. He don't know anything. He can't do anything. The person just wants to vent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so weird that I can handle that conversation all day when someone hands me the phone and it's an angry customer. I'm calm and I'm like, I get it, man. I'm so sorry. I'm like, let's do this and this. I'm just reasoning, just speaking to him like a champion.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's your customer,
Because
it's
it's
like,
personal.
it is. And you're all up in your emotions. And I mean, you feel attacked. I know that's part of it.
Yes. Yes.
But it's just crazy that
Yeah.
and I think maybe that's why somebody that's new to real estate or new to anything in sales, you really got to go out with a bang, because it's easy to have those calls. It's easy to call everybody and go, hey, I just want to let you know I've switched over to real estate. As you know, my wife's been doing this for 400 years, and she was on the top producing team.
Thank you. Let's go for 400.
But you've run the
Yeah.
gamut for real estate. You've been a team lead, a coach, part of a
Admin,
team,
Admin
everything.
at the office.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can do it all. That's pretty awesome.
I don't know, because I had a really bad day in real estate today. So
That
I don't
happens.
Marwa
think I could
is
do it all.
the consummate professional. She handles.
except for when I hang up and then I'm like,
Marwa's
But that's the
consummate
professional
professional.
part. That is what makes you professional. Because there's so many, and I say this about real estate agents. There are agents that do a lot of business that I will not call on, because they can't, if things go sideways, they can't handle it. They want to call and just yell at you, and I'm going, what is this doing? I'm not going to answer your call if you're going to call and scream.
right.
And who taught me that was Dory Love.
Love. Mm-hmm.
For years I called her by her maiden name, and it just, I
Oh.
don't know, I just couldn't
I
get
love
past
that
it.
last name.
It is, it's perfect. But I had an issue with something, an underwriting, a broker or something,
Mm-hmm.
and she just called and said, hey, David, hey, man, I'm sorry this is going on. How can I help?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there somebody that this, or is there this? And she was so calm
Mm-hmm.
and just, and then at the end, when it's all over, if you want to yell and
Yeah.
cut, I mean, there's really no point of that
There's no
anyway.
point.
Just,
I worked customer service a really long time ago, or maybe it was just like I was an admin to the reps at a chemical treatment sales, Betts Dearborn, anyways, if anybody knows it. And I think I learned from there, because we would get customers that were irate and they would call and I would talk to them. You have to be calmer than they are.
yeah.
So you always have to be the calm one in the conversation. It's not going to
Yes.
get you anywhere. Now, that doesn't mean I don't get mad.
Right.
Now, if you push and push and push and push, there's going to be a point where I give you really strict conversation.
Right.
But I'm not going to be the one that's screaming. Maybe
Yeah.
at my kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, and I got some great advice from another loan officer. I was talking to him about a situation, and he was just like, just lay the facts out, because it was more just uncomfortable. The customer didn't qualify, and I was like, oh my God, I should have saw this earlier. But then they gave me this, and this document showed up, and he's like, why are you worried about it? You're emotionally involved. Just give the guy what his options are, and say, hey, this is where we are. These are what the options are. And it just turned the light on, and it changed my business, because I started not dreading that call anymore and not sugarcoating things. And if things started to even veer off, I was like, hey, listen, this direction's not good. These are our options.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't get a divorce decree, then this is what you're going to have to provide, or you're going to have to put 10% more down.
Yep.
Which one do you want to do? Instead of, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I'll call the underwriter. Let me see if I can check on the guidelines. No. I know the guidelines.
Yep.
Sometimes I feel bad because I don't agree with the guidelines, but I know what they are.
And you can say that. You can say, I don't agree with this, but these are the guidelines.
It is.
Right?
And yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And so that changed for me, and
That's
I
awesome.
love it, because it took
Being
stress out of it.
direct.
Yeah.
Yep. Being direct.
I didn't come home
Being
crying.
honest. Yeah. Or drinking wine every night. Yeah.
Or
So-
being-
Bourbon, yes. So there's, oh my God, what did we talk about the other night? There is a, I don't think it's pumpkin. Do you drink old fashions?
Very rarely.
I don't much either, but I do like them. And it's a holiday old fashioned. I don't think it was pumpkin, because I think it was a Christmas something. I'll have to find it for anybody that wants it, because it sounded amazing.
So
If you like old
we
fashioned.
are actually, we've been talking in our business plan this year, want to have some kind of bourbon tasting event.
Ah,
So we'll make sure you get an
yes,
invitation if you like that. So
please.
yeah, because I think a lot of guys are into bourbon now, and I think it would be really fun to like teach them about it, not just
Yes.
yeah. So
They probably know more than we do.
yeah, most people probably do, but it's always fun. Like
Well, and
wine
that might be a way
tasting.
to structure it, is bring people together as a,
Mhm.
hey, we want to talk about these. I'm not here to teach you, because then you might turn some. I've got
Sure.
friends that I think it's obnoxious because they do feel like they know,
They know
a lot.
so
They're like,
much
oh,
about
blah, blah,
it,
blah.
yeah.
I'm like, just give me a Jim Beam. It's game day. Beam and Coke, I'm happy. Yeah, there's other occasions, old fashioned, you want something a little bit nicer. But, they probably think they know a lot, and they probably do.
Yeah.
And
Well,
could,
they can come teach,
right.
help us teach.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Or
'Cause
let's
I
just
know
talk
nothing.
about the
I know nothing
differences
about it.
or what. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't know. There's
Yeah.
something out there.
It should be fun.
So, your bad day. Do you want to talk about it? Can you?
Sure, I can. I guess it's
I
still
mean, just
going
to-
on.
just
Maybe by
bring
the
it
time
up.
this comes out, it'll be over. But
Just
mold.
maybe like.
Mold.
Okay.
Just molds. That's all. You know.
So it's a mold issue. So,
Yes.
and again, the reason I like to talk about this
Mhm.
is because, I think we're past all the real estate commissions and all that sensitivity. But you're earning your money on every transaction. And when you have to deal with something like this, you're the one that is the point person that has to figure it out.
Right.
So, and I don't even know the situation, but,
But you are-
just
yeah,
to give you that
you
platform.
will.
So you have mold that pops up.
Mhm.
Is it your buyer or your seller?
So I have a buyer. The home has been flipped by a builder, and the builder agreed to do remediation on it themselves, and it was not. He did it the way he said he was going to do it, but it's still there. And so now, 4 or 5 days away from closing, I don't want them to lose their money. He wouldn't extend our due diligence. So, they had agreed, they understood the situation, but it's still, so that's when it gets emotional. It's like you want to protect your buyer, but they've agreed, hey, it's okay, I love this house, even if it still has a little bit of something later on, we'll handle it, we'll take care of it. We want to proceed. It's fine that our due diligence is going to be up. If we have to walk away and lose our money, we understand. We're willing to take that chance. But then when it happens and you get a result later on, and that result is not favorable, you feel really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, what can I do? Let's bring in another remediation person, like from the outside this time, and see how much it would cost to remediate. And then will the builder or seller allow, give us a concession, or it's just, so
How
where
do
I'm going
you-
with that.
How do you hope it would resolve? What's the best case scenario?
Best case scenario is we get a quote for remediation. The seller says, yes, I'll go in and give you a part. I give a part, and the buyer has a part, and that's it. Then we continue.
And then worst case is
Is
builder's
he
like, I
says,
did what I said I was
"Yep."
going to do.
Yep, too bad, so sad. Get out of here.
Um,
I'm keeping your buyer's money, and yeah.
So the difference to encourage people to get out and buy houses right now, though,
Mm-hmm.
is it's a buyer's market. I've been talking about it transitioning. I feel like it's a buyer's market. Do you agree?
I think it depends on where you are.
Okay.
Right? Because like in Peachtree City, homes are sitting on the market longer than they used to. However, people may not be in such a hurry to lower their prices like they were.
So we're still in the transition because
Right. Like they are in different
you
areas.
have a little bit of room to negotiate.
Yeah. So
So-
I think it's pretty balanced, but yeah, a buyer can go get a deal depending on what home they're looking for. So if the home just came on the market 3 days ago, you're not going to get a deal. But if it's been sitting there 30, 60, 90 days, and that person's situation is, hey, just bring me an offer,
Right.
absolutely a buyer.
But 2 years ago, that builder would have done nothing.
Absolutely.
They would have said, it is what it is. You're going to have to fix it. And then the
Yes.
buyers, well, heck, 2 years ago, buyers weren't even doing inspections. They wouldn't even have called it.
Right. So if we were up against 5 other offers, yes. Hey, the buyer would have said when that was found, hey, I'll take care of it, but I'm not writing anything up. If you don't like it, go away. I've got somebody else standing in line for this house.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the big change is the builder likely doesn't want it going back in the market this time of year,
Hopeful, yeah.
especially if they're that close to
Mhm.
closing. I mean, you hope that if a builder wants to stay in business, they're going to do the right thing. And I don't know what the right thing is because I'm not involved in the situation. Because sometimes the right thing is not always what's best for the buyer. Sometimes the builder did do the right thing. He's like, we saw a problem.
He did do everything he said he was going to do, right? So I can't blame them. The builder, I can't blame the buyer. We, asked for what we wanted as well. And it's just a kind of not a no-win situation, but it just stinks. You have that feeling in your chest of like, I wish this didn't happen. I wish it hadn't, you know.
So I don't know how you get to, I don't know if you should, but I know that a lot of times when you have these rough experiences, these issues that pop up, in the end, 6 months from now, they're going to remember the closing day and moving in and the pizza and the first night. And they're not even going to remember this. I don't know how we keep that in mind, but we also shouldn't keep it in mind because then we might not fight as hard. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you've got to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I just know that I've had experiences where I had a customer that complained the whole time, and he was 100% at fault. He just didn't like the docs that we were requiring. He was angry, and a month after closing, he referred his son. And I was like, "What?
You're like, oh,
you were
okay.
so..." And he's applied for 2 investment properties to try to buy, and I'm going, and I want to go. We collect the same documents now.
Yeah, like
and
I'm
so
still
it's
going to
weird
ask
that,
for your firstborn son.
Right,
it's
we're still going to get it. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when I'm in a transaction, I don't think of the end at all. I think of every step of the way. I want to make sure we're doing the right thing for that person and that they're happy every step of the way. But obviously, that is not possible. There's no way somebody that you can please everyone all the time, every step of the way. But we try really, really hard. So, yeah.
Consummate professional.
We try.
What a supporter. Like, goodness. So tell me about the discipline. I'm just wanting a generic question. You can talk right at me because this goes to me. They say that if you're not, are you born with discipline?
No.
So if you're not a disciplined person, so like I can get up and go work out at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I can't not eat a cookie.
Can we brought you Oregon?
So that's my thing. Like there's certain things like I can be so disciplined in something, but then making my sales calls today, I'm like, oh, I watched the stock market all day and didn't make those 20 calls that I have written down that I have to do every day.
That's you and me, David. It's fine.
And so I'm just, and I'm like, so I guess that's obvious. You can have discipline in certain areas and not in the others, but how do you even that out, I guess?
Well, you think about the answer. You are doing what you're supposed to. You're doing podcasts. You're sending cards. I just got a card from you.
Aww.
You're sending texts. I see you. I think people see you. The thing is, it's consistency and it's time and it's them getting to know you, like you, and trust you. And then you being around like top of mind all the time. I think it just takes time. Like, sorry.
The main thing is what's important to you. You choose your hard. So you can work hard and life can be easy from a standpoint, or you can decide I'm not going to work hard and live an easy life, but your life will be hard. You choose your hard. What is important to you? It's an individual choice. So if you want to be disciplined, whatever it is that you want, you're willing to sacrifice because what you want is more important than what you're going through. So if you're willing to eat the hard in order for things to be easy, you choose your hard.
That oddly makes sense to me, even though there's a lot of words in there.
Hard men create easy times.
Yeah.
Easy times create soft men. Soft men create hard times.
Right.
So if you're willing to work hard in order to make sure that you get the things done that you care about, you're going to get those things done,
Right.
regardless of what happens. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what if you're tired. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're gonna do what you need to do to get things done, and so that you can live the life that you truly want to live. That's discipline.
So what's, I don't know if you can answer this. I just throw it out there because I don't know if anybody else is the same. But I don't know how I flipped that switch, because I made a post on Facebook trying to be funny that there are no leaves on my driveway. There are today, but on my yard, I blow my yard off every night. But I enjoy it. I love it. And but I have dirty clothes. Not dirty. Nothing's dirty in this house. That every clothes is clean, but it's just not folded and put away. And I go to bed and I look at it and go, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm tired." But yet I will go out there and blow that yard off every day because it does look nice. I love the way it looks. And obviously I get instant gratification from it as well. And that's the switch I'm looking to make. Things like that making your bed every day. I've never done that. I tried it. I think I made it 1.5 days.
Right.
Our son doesn't do it either. And I have to do it. Like, I'll do my side. Anyways, I'm like, you do your side, I'll do my side. Can I just say that I've learned with like classes and leadership and listening and watching is that we run away from pain. So for example, I know now after all this time that when I walk more and I exercise more, my knees don't hurt. When they're stronger, they don't hurt. So when they start hurting, I go, oh, I haven't walked. I need to start walking. And I'll do it for a while. And then they'll start hurting again. So you're going, if there's pain at the end of it, it's going to make you do it. Does that make sense?
Well, no, Tony Robbins talked about, I love Tony Robbins. He talked about the pain of being fat is not greater than the pain of not eating a cookie.
Right.
He said not eating cookie is not, and so until being fat just is unbearable to you, you're not going to start eating the cookie. So you have to somehow make the pain of eating. I'm saying this wrong, but it makes sense. The pain of being fat needs to be greater than the pain of not eating a cookie.
Right.
And until that's greater, you're not going to choose it because we follow the path of least resistance.
What's the pain? The pain is if you get no business for a year and you have no money in your bank account, I guarantee you at that point, if you're out on the street, you're going to do something to get yourself back in a house. That's the pain. So, I mean, that stinks that we can't replicate like that need for success, but you have to have pain. That's why they tell you if you don't make your calls, you can't get your nails done. Like, put a punishment on yourself in order to be. He doesn't need that. I don't understand what's in him for him not to need a punishment. I need a punishment. You have to like make something really bad happen if I don't do what I'm supposed to do in order for me to do what I'm supposed to do, which really stinks. But
so I saw a TikTok on, it was a millionaire talking, I think it was a multimillionaire, and he said, if you took all of my money away, I would just took it all away, I would have it back in a year. Because the pain of being poor is so strong, I can't stand it. And some people are, and you hate to say they're okay with it, nobody wants to be poor, but yet they go home to that same situation and they don't make that change and they don't make that extra sales call or whatever. And we're talking about the people that can. We're talking to those people, not the people that can.
Like they say, okay, what's your salary? What's your goals? Like what do you want to make? What do you want to make?
I want to make $300,000.
Okay. Would 290 be okay?
Stop.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Would 280 be okay? Yeah. Would 270? There's gonna be a point where you're gonna be like, no, I kind of need to make 50 grand.
Yeah.
Like I have to make 50.
Right.
That's actually your goal
Your
then,
goal.
right?
Yeah.
Is to make that 50,000. So. Sorry, that's not the
You guys are
answer.
answering your own questions, man.
No, it is. That does remind me even when I forgot what you were doing. I've seen that done before though. But when you dropped below, it was a little painful for me because I was like, no, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to make to do the things that I want to do.
Right.
And for me, it is. I'm not just talking. I can cut it off, but I get so frustrated that in this season right now, I can't give as much as I like giving. that I have other people that aren't doing well, that I have to say no to my son once in a while, that my mom is still has to work. And there's things that is my pain, that I need my income to be higher so that I can do more for other people.
I went to a team meeting recently. It was last month, I think. And
It's like your first team meeting ever. And it was all
Stephanie,
mushy.
yeah, it's weird. Everybody talks about their why. What is your why? And your why has to be so powerful that you're willing to go through whatever pain you need to go through to get there. Because if you didn't get there, the pain of losing or not achieving or not doing, which is your whole reason for being, would be so significant. So where you're a failure, I don't want to fail. And so I'll do what I have to do so I do not fail. So that's my motivation.
Yeah. So mine is the next step. I've got to figure out, how do I get that why to mean enough?
Yeah.
Because I just told you the why, and it almost was passionate, and I felt emotional about it. But yet, yesterday I did not make my 2 hours worth of calls that I've written down. What I've sat and said, if you want this, you have to do this. Like, what are the 3 things, David, you have to do every day if you want this? And I write it down, and then I still didn't do it. And so I'm trying to figure out, how do I make that why?
I think that's
More
where a coach helps. Like having
accountability?
somebody, not
Yeah.
even accountability, but like a coach that will help you through. It's almost like a psychologist. When I had a coach at KW, like, why do you want that? What's important to you? And it's almost like this constant reminder, and that you're thinking about it and that you're in it, because I know you said it and you want those things. And same for me, I want to make a certain amount of money, but am I sitting there calling from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock until I get a listing appointment or a buyer? Yeah, I'm not. Like, if I really wanted it, I would do that.
Yeah, I agree, because if I was being honest, I want to sit around and watch football all day on Saturday more than I want the $300,000. Because if I wanted $300,000 more, then I've watched football every Saturday for 30, 40 years. Like, what's another Saturday? Get out and go see realtors I have these struggles, and I'm like, okay, you clearly want football. You want to sit and watch football more than you want to help your mom out.
It's hard. It's
I'm
just
a
hard.
bad
I think
child.
no, you're not. Oh my gosh. No, you're not. It's hard. I think if it wasn't hard, everybody would be a millionaire.
And I think me just saying it brings it to the surface. That's kind of why I say a lot of things that I probably shouldn't, that are just real, because now it is real.
Yeah.
So hopefully this Saturday, when I'm sitting there and looking at that choice, I'm going to know that you understand you're choosing this right now.
Why don't you do a little both? Like,
well, yes. And a little both
just a
is
little
go to the game next weekend. Like, I want to go to the Georgia Tech game next
one
Friday.
week this,
So
one
I'm
week
going
that.
that Friday. So why am I not? So Saturday should be, yeah, I agree.
Come visit us at an open house.
He's like
Yes.
mediating. We're like solving each other's problems. I love this. There's so much we want to talk about, but we're already, I think, at like 45 minutes. Oh, shit. Max, we go. Max, we gotta go. Max has an orchestra thing.
Oh, you really
In
gotta
20
go.
minutes.
Yes, we told Ty we
So
would take him.
thank y'all very much. And please, let's do it again. Because
you.
I would love to just dive deeper into any of these parts.
Awesome.
And if you ever want to help out with our training for Boy Scouts with anything, because we're going to start having to do back-to-back hikes as well, where we hike on a Saturday for 6 hours, and then we have to do it on Sunday, because a lot of people said that was the biggest issue. They did all these training hikes, and they never did them back-to-back.
Right.
And that was what was so hard, is they always
The
rested.
hardest thing is getting up when you're in your sleeping bag and it's nice and warm and it's cold outside and you have to break camp, and you just got to start moving.
Yeah, that's all. All right, thank y'all very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
That was fun.
It was.